Hey, welcome back everybody. Welcome back to my channel, AmusedJester. My name is Junior. And today we're going to go ahead and review Hasbro's G.I. Joe Cobra-La Royal Guard Classified Series. This is $43. $43. It's kind of unfair to review this after reviewing the Nacelle Toys Valkyries, which was for $30. You can look up that review really quickly, which ended up being a beyond perfect figure. My level value, highest value rating is a 20, which would be a perfect figure, and it just ended up being beyond perfect. Like, it did stuff that I wasn't expecting that made me just laugh and have fun instantly. That was $30. This is $40. What are we getting for $40 from Hasbro? Let me go ahead and open it up and we'll take a look. So here it is out of packaging. This is a deluxe figure, but how much were those initially before? Weren't those like maybe $34 or at the highest $37? So how did this thing end up being like $42? I don't get it, but it's this is what I'm only pointing this out. We've done this before in terms of doing the review. I don't even put this part in the review in my process because it's not even necessary, but I'm going to do this in the video right now just as a contrast to my experience with Nacelle Toys Valkyries. And this video is going to be interspersed with my reference to that video, because so many things from that video is basically what's happening that made that company and that toy line much better is because of my experiences in the past in terms of this type of packaging. It's basically almost the same thing because it had a plastic tray. It just doesn't have, this one doesn't have the plastic cover, which Nacelle Toys has. It has a secondary tray for the wings, but as you can see now, we're going to have to deploy a few things just to get it out of packaging, and this is, you know, kind of like an annoying thing to remove it. That's the wing. And here's the process of removing this whole thing out. You kind of have to push it out, which is basically you're warping the tray. You can't push out these because that's probably taped. I apologize for the crinkling noise, but I wanted to show the process of how to remove this, which I know you guys have first-hand experience. This, I hate this too. How much deformity is going to occur as I try to push this out. Oh, that's not so bad. Okay. And the figure doesn't look like it's tied, so it should be able to just push through. And then this one is tied. And we have everything out of packaging. If you compare that with my unboxing of Valkyries, this figure from Nacelle Toys, then you can see, you'll probably see why I'm complaining so much about this plastic tray thing, which almost seems irrelevant. It's just something that I say, it's the experience of the unboxing, you know what I mean? And if you plan on returning this box into the box with a plastic tray, good luck. You're going to spend the same amount of effort trying to put it back in. Not really an easy thing to do. So here it is, the Cobra-La Royal Guard. I had to get two. I almost just went ahead for one. $42 is, it's pretty steep. Let me put it that way. It is pretty steep. And in terms of how I'm feeling about this whole thing, look at that. It's actually just pegged into the back. And now it's actually loose. Oh, it's plugged into here. And yeah, that's it. In terms of how I feel about this, to be honest, I've had this in my collection boxed, unreviewed, unopened for maybe at least 2 months. It's in there. I wasn't that excited to open it up. I don't know why. Here's the one of the heads. Here is the second head. I think this is the normal head. 2 head sculpts. So you can change this guard look to basically replace, I suppose, this one. And if you want to remove, I guess if you put this on, maybe he becomes like a royal guard. I have 2 of these, so knowing this now, maybe I should have gotten a third one, but $42? I don't think so. So, okay, yeah, so that's good like that. And then let's remove this completely and put in the wings. I wonder, would the wings be... I'm gonna have to take a look, and because when was the last time you saw the G.I. Joe movie? Come on, I don't remember. Maybe like 2 decades ago. Okay, that one. Oh wow, look at that. One was really hard to put in. This one was easy to put in and just pops out like crazy. Do I even have this put on correctly? That's the only way. That's the only option. So one is super hard, one is annoyingly loose. $42? Come on. Come on. That does not instill fear. I don't think I'll use these wings, which I guess is good because it's annoying. We'll put in this one, change his look a little bit, and all that stuff. He's got the staff, which is got this gray plate. Honestly, this is the kind of stuff that we're accustomed to with G.I. Joe. It's just that after reviewing the nacelle toys, I find it boring. It's got some texture going on in the surface over there. At least the holster is usable, but it details there, but it's just empty. It's just bare plastic. It's not that this figure is bad. It's just that once you review a figure from a different company that offers so much for less, you probably never even looked at my review. That's fine. This is $30, by the way. You can't even put it on. This whole thing is $30. Alright? And this whole thing is $42. Yes, you're probably not interested in Star Trek. I'm interested in Star Trek, but I'm not that deeply interested in this character. I'm deeply interested in this character. I'm more interested in G.I. Joe than this line. And yet, I'm going to tell you the value for this one, my value being 20 is the highest possible perfect, and it went beyond 20. This, I'm almost at 12, but I feel more comfortable with 10. 10 being the base value I could give to any toy line without going negative. If I started seeing, put this away, like this wing, if I were to start deleting value, one would be the looseness of the wing, but yeah, I'll forgive it for that. So this is removable seams. So we'll just change up the looks and everything. I mean, I'm not gonna do that. This is too big. Yeah, it's cool. I just don't think I'll use that. Okay, I've thought about something, but before we do that, let's just take a look at the face, because you have to look. I love that face though. I love that grin. I love the roughness of the face, the texture of that face is amazing. But is it $42 amazing? Meaning that, is this face capable of turning whatever value judgment I have on this figure? And it's not. I love that face, but it's not enough to be able to say, oh, you know what? Let me change my value system, my value rating on I love that face too. But if I remember correctly, I'm not gonna. Well, let's put it. I own it. Let's put it. There's the look for that. Not gonna use it. Oh my gosh, that thing was so easy to pop in and out. I don't even know. So I'm thinking this is the normal look for the Royal Guard. Is that on already? There, I heard it pop. That's on. So this is the normal look I'm gonna, which is kind of a shame because these heads look really, really good. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this head and then I'm going to use these two heads on different Cobra figures because these heads are amazing. So this is me basically trying to find value out of something. What is the value that would be making $42 worth it? This look interchangeable with this look and the cape is good. So if you want to, you definitely need at least two figures to display one or the other. Do you need a third figure to display this? Nah, no. Do you need a third figure to display this? Nope. Even this, not necessarily. It's just too big, it's too flashy. These three, yeah. So you need at least 3 of these figures to display the two heads. But honestly, I feel like this would serve more in different figures. I'm sure I could make this fit in different figures. So this adds value to this one. Probably like 5. But that's basically it. Like you can use this because it's a boring weapon anyway. No, not that one. This is what I remember from the cartoon. I just wish they could have just given us 2 of these. I think each of them had like 2 of these in their arsenal. See, that's kind of fun. But then it pops out. What is up with that? Why are all these things popping out so easily? So that's kind of too flashy. I actually kind of almost prefer this. The simple look. Hold on a second. Let me put this back on. Have you ever done a review or have you ever evaluated a figure that you weren't that enthusiastic to mess around with, and then you start messing around with it and you start seeing these things that basically kills your enthusiasm? You know, that's basically what I'm encountering with this figure, with all these pegs that just keeps popping out. This is the one I was looking for. This I'm happy about what I'm getting when it comes to this. But am I $42 happy to receive something like this? I would even say, or like, so this and this, it's nice to have there, but it does not lend value to the $42. It doesn't. This would be something that would be nice as an extra, but not nice as part of the price. Because it's not extra, they basically cost. This, I would have been happy if I had just gotten this. I love the 2 faces. They're the standout in this figure. But bring it down to $25 or $27 and give me this, and I would have been happier. $28. It's almost $53. This was $42. You only need $10 more to have a second one of this. That's what I'm kind of thinking on. These are nice to have, but honestly, this is an army builder, and I would have just been happy just to grab this. So, value. I don't have the money to show $42. I only have $28. I really like the concept of bringing the actual money to see if I'm willing to. Like this is 28. This would have been good for 28, not 42. So for this $42, I'm gonna leave it at 10. But the disappointment of these pegs always popping out, the softness of it, it's almost making me want to go down below 10 and just give it a 9. So there's nothing that I found in this particular toy that says, wow, that changes my evaluation to the positive. Nice texture, nice detail and everything, but we're used to that. We're used to that with G.I. Joe Classified. That's what we expect. So when I can't use that as something that will turn about the value of the toy when that's exactly what I'm expecting. I can't increase the value that I'm seeing on the toy because that's what I expected, right? So if that's what I'm expecting and I get it, then even Steven, we walk away happy. That's a value of 12 or value of 10. Like if this had been $28 and I had gotten this and that's all I got, it would be a value of 12. But that's not the case, is it? Because I'm not gonna be popping this in and out anyway, and it seems that they designed it enough so it's not easily poppable. I'll leave it at the value of 10. I got exactly what I wanted. Yeah, I got exactly what I wanted. $42. The options are there to replace it or anything and grab a second one. I chose to do it. I'll leave it at 10 for now. Yeah, I'll leave it at 10. I'm really teetering between 10 and 9, to be honest. I got exactly what I wanted, but slightly disappointed to be teetering to 9. Which it would be a negative review at that point. So anyway, that's it for my review. I'm gonna get out of here. I have other more reviews. I'm not excited about reviewing this, so I just want to move on to the next one. That should tell you a little bit about my enthusiasm about the figure. But thank you for watching. I hope to see you guys on my next review. Bye.